Hey everybody, in today's lesson I'm going to talk about flat pick versus the thumb pick. I get a lot of subscribers that email me asking me questions about the pick I use and how to use a thumb pick. And I got to say I'm not an expert on using the thumb pick. And what I mean by that is I'm not a Chet Atkins style player or Mearle Travis. I picked up the thumb pick after I left Nashville back in the mid-90s. I wound up getting Brent Mason's instructional video. And obviously, if you know Brent, he uses a flat or a thumb pick. And I was just fascinated by that. So that's when I picked it up. But I got to tell you, I was playing, and I did a video on this. There's another video that I have out where I explain most of pretty much everything I'm going to talk about here today. But it took me, playing 5 nights a week, it took me a good 5-6 months to, I'm not going to use the word master, but to become proficient or efficient with the thumb pick. I would be playing, I kept my flat pick, I think I tucked it in my net, wherever, I had it handy. And I'd be in the middle of a song and get flustered, and I'd flick that off and grab that flat pick, go back to that. And after the song was over, I'd pick it back up again, and I forced myself into using it. It was a hard transition. So for those of you that are looking to get into the thumb pick, it's going to take a little, well, for me, it took some getting used to. I'm going to talk about the flat pick that I used prior to this. This is what I wound up using prior to switching to the thumb pick, and it's called a Dunlap Jazz 2, Jazz 3. See if I can stick that down in front of the camera there. You can see it's a small pick. And the reason I was using this, there again, when I was in Nashville, I was always dropping picks, and another guitar player told me to try these, that they would help me from dropping them, which seemed kind of odd, but it was true. I dropped it a lot less after I switched to this pick, and I think maybe it's because it's smaller. I held onto it tighter. I don't know. And the advantage, if there is an advantage to using the thumb pick, well, obviously I don't drop it near as much, but it just opens my hand up a little more. If I'm doing double stops, I'm holding it like a flat pick now, so I feel kind of cramped, whereas if I just relax that hand and open it up, it's a lot easier to do that. Let's see, I'm trying to think of a lick here. See, that was an Alan Jackson song. I haven't played that in years. Just for me, it's a little easier for the spread, and I'd say that's probably the only advantage for that, and it's just getting used to it. Thumb pick is not better than a flat pick, and vice versa. They both have their pros and cons. The thumb pick that I wound up using is the Fred Kelly. This is a medium Durlin, I believe is the material. Not crazy about the color. In fact, I really don't like the color orange. And I called him up and asked him if he could make them in a different color. And he said because of his molds that he uses, if he was to make them in a black or a brown, something darker, he would have to purge the mold. It would cost a lot more to do that. So I'm stuck using the orange picks here, which I like a lot. It's the best I've found so far. I would like to have something, which he does make these the same shape in another material, a harder plastic. And I get a more of an attack out of that, which I like. But because they're really weak, let me see if I can put this down here. They're really weak right back in here, and they break real easy. So I don't use those. Now, for those who want to know, Brent Mason uses the Herco. He actually gave me one of these a few years ago, and like a moron, I gave it back to him. Told him I had a dozen of them lying around. Should have kept it. Anyway, yeah, he uses the Herco, and the Herco's not as tight. I like something a little bit tighter on my finger, which that Fred Kelly's a little bit tighter, because I catch myself doing an upstroke with the thumb pick, which is what you don't want to do. We're going to get onto that here in a minute. So I don't like that, and also the shape of the typical thumb pick I don't like, because I'll grip it like a flat pick and do, like a shotgun. Which I can't do very well on that. Brent certainly can, but he's Brent. So anyway, that's what he uses. All right, so let's get on to showing you how to use it. And there's really not much to it. Let me get back to the shape of this one. If you see the shape on this versus the shape of the Herco, see how the Herco kind of hooks? Kind of hooks forward, whereas the Fred Kelly has got more of like a regular pick, a flat pick look to it. And what I like about that is I can grip it like a thumb pick and do a shotgun. So that's one of the main reasons I like the Fred Kelly. Okay, so as far as exercises to, if you want to use the thumb pick to get the hang of it, the only thing I did was compensate on a flat pick. You do down and ups with the flat pick. With a thumb pick, you have to do an upstroke with a finger. See, I tend to use my middle finger most of the time, but I'll use all three. Here's the index, middle, ring, and basically to get the hang of the thumb pick, that's what I did. I laid around for hours, and while I'm watching TV or just laying in bed, I would just practice that. Downstroke with the thumb, upstroke with a finger. Just do that till you're blue in the face. And then, finger rolls. I already did finger rolls, which there again, I did some exercises for doing finger rolls on another video here. But I'll show you another one here. I just tend to do this one in G. I got a fifth fretted D string, so I got an open G underneath, and then I fret that B string at the third fret, and I just get a roll going. If I want to use double stops, I would use all three fingers. So that's more of a lesson in rolls, which, like I said, I covered that in another video. You can look that up. But there's not really much that I can explain as far as using the thumb pick, incorporating the thumb pick over the flat pick, other than thumb pick goes down, a finger comes up. And then of course, I didn't for years, quite a few years, I would not hold it like I do now. I've incorporated using it like a flat pick, doing up and down strokes. And I got to say, probably here in the last year since I opened up this website, started the website, I realized most guys are using flat picks. So that's why I'm to show you how to play a lick with a flat pick. I've kind of gotten in the hang of, not in the hang, but used to holding it like a flat pick again. So I kind of go back and forth now. It just depends on the lick I'm doing. Yeah, all I can say is practice your licks, your scales, anything, or even an open string with a pick down, finger up. And then I would alternate those three fingers, you know, pick down, ring, or index. Do that for a while. Practice with a metronome. It's so important. The metronome really, really does help. You'd be surprised how much harder it is to do it with a metronome because you realize your timing gets off. So, you know, thumb pick down, ring or index up. Play that till you get it good and clean, and then switch to your middle till you get it clean, and then to your ring. And then practice with, doing all three. I'm actually going to fret that. So I'm going to alternate back and forth between the three of them here. Well, I'm doing the ring and middle finger. I'm alternating right now. So it's a pick down, middle, pick down, ring. Or I could use my middle and index. Oops, I'm not even doing that right. I don't know what I'm concentrating on here, but it ain't the right thing. Let's look at this hand. Yeah, so guys, that's about all I can say from how I approach the thumb pick. Again, I don't do the Chet Atkins kind of thing. I can't really give you any. I never studied it. I never read up on how to use the thumb pick. It just to me it was logical. You use the thumb down, finger up. So that's how I approach using the thumb pick. Nothing technical. I mean, it's not hard in theory. It's just hard getting your fingers coordinated to, using the thumb down, finger up, thumb down, finger up. So I hope this helps, guys. I'll see you in the next video.